So we are going to need some things for a chest opener. So you could use 2 blocks, but you could also use rolled up blankets and pillows and things. Okay, so I'm going to show both ways to get into it. And if you already know because you've done this with me 100 times before, then you can go right ahead and get set up, but I'll explain it. So with 2 blocks, and sometimes I like to do it with the blocks. It kind of depends on the time of day for me. But you could put 1 block on a low level or it could be on a medium level, okay? And that block is going to go behind your upper back. And then the other block just higher than that one. You're going to see taller than that one. You're going to see how you want it in a moment. And then what you would do, I'm going to put them low, is you have bent knees and you lower yourself down. And because I can't see you in person doing this, you really want to fiddle around with it. Otherwise, if I were with you, I would come around and help you. But you want to feel like your shoulders are able to fall back, that there's no pain at all, and it's not intense. It's comfortable, okay? So you can arrange it. Sometimes I come around and people have their blocks too close to the tops of their shoulders. But more often I find people have it too low, like down around their kidneys or low back. So remember, it is the upper back, kind of across your shoulder blades where we're putting this, okay? And now let me show the second way. And I really like this way too. In this way, you take a firm blanket or you can roll up a towel. And there are so many ways you could do that. I'm just going to fold mine into a thin rectangle, but it's got some height to it. That's what's going to go behind my upper back. And I'm going to use my block behind my head, but you could use anything that feels supportive so that your neck isn't really open like this. It's supported, okay? And the same thing, my shoulders fall back, and in this position, the blanket comes out right below my armpits, or right at my armpits around that level. And then I'm going to spread my arms out from the shoulders. But if that were too big of an opening, you could rest them forward. Okay. So take your time getting settled in. Your legs can be bent or straight once you get in there. And you might just take a big inhale if it feels okay to you, so you can feel the rib cage expanding. And then exhale, letting go. If you feel like your shoulders are moving up towards your chin or your throat, you can kind of arrange so you can bring your shoulders away from your ears. And then let's try almost like 2 short inhales through the nose, and then a long exhale at the mouth. And then again. Good. And then whenever you're ready, you can transition this to breathing in and out through your nose if that feels okay to you. And let's scan the body here. So what I mean by that is this beginning, let's start with the head today. Just notice sensations around your head, your jaw, your neck, your shoulders, and then down your arms to your hands and fingers. And then all around your chest. Your torso, your belly, your hips, your legs, all the way down to your feet. And if you're ready to bring more conscious breathing in, you could breathe in for a count of 4 and out for a count of 5. And as you do that, practicing releasing to gravity. So just inviting your muscles and anything else, your joints, to let go to gravity a bit. Let's take a couple more breaths there, noticing what your mind is focused on. And And then from there, we'll just bend the knees. And now, if you're on the blocks, you can just stay on the blocks and you don't have to move. We're going to use them again. If you're on this blanket, you might need to make it a little bit thicker. So that's what I'm going to do because I'm on the blanket. I'm just going to come out and roll it into a tighter, higher roll. And then I'm going to come back. And you're going to have your knees bent for this. You can adjust where your block or blanket is, and you might want to move away your block or pillow from behind your head and just replace it with your fingers interlaced behind the head. And what we'll do with the feet planted on the floor is we'll inhale and gently allow your head to fall back, supporting with your hands, your elbows to open. And then as you exhale, begin your exhale and just feel the bottom of your sternum start to move down to help lift your head. And you can let your elbows wrap around your head if you want. And then repeat. So it's just a very small sitting up motion. So think the movement up begins with the exhale and then with the sternum and lower ribs moving downward. If it feels like your block or blanket is not in a good spot on your upper back, just arrange it so it is. And let's do a few more. Okay, now this next time that you rise up, you can put your hands or forearms down to lift yourself up. And we'll be coming back down to the floor, and you'll need some head and neck support. So I'm just undoing my blanket and folding it back into a rectangle. Okay? And you'll need that more in a moment. And you'll also need a second pillow or a block nearby. Okay? And once you get onto your back, just notice how you feel. So feeling how you feel side to side. You might wiggle around a little bit. Feeling your back on the floor and your breath. And then as you inhale, stay where you are. And as you exhale, let's press the low back down toward the floor. And then as you inhale, let's rock the pelvis forward so you've got more space between your low back and the floor. And repeat. Notice how big or small you want this movement to be in your body right now, what feels best to you. Good. Now, the next time that you press your back down on that exhale, just continue to bring your right knee in and give it a squeeze. Good. And then let's inhale, place the foot on the floor and reach the arms overhead. Good. And then exhale, let's bring the left knee in and give it a squeeze. Do one more each side. And then when you have done one more each side, the next time you have your right knee, let's keep it in. Let's hold behind the leg if you can reach, or you could always use a strap. And inhale, stretch the leg up toward the ceiling, and exhale, bend and repeat. Noticing how your knee joint feels today, and also all the muscles stretching on the back of your leg. Next time you get it up there, let's leave it up there and just roll the ankle a few times. You could always let go with your hands if it's uncomfortable. And then roll the ankle the opposite way. Keep breathing. Good. And then slowly bend the knee, placing the foot back on the floor and just pausing for a moment. Noticing the sensations in the two sides. Now let's inhale, reach the arms overhead. And exhale, let's bring the left knee in, holding behind the leg. Then inhale, stretch the leg up. And exhale, bend and repeat. And next time you get it up there, if you want to keep it there, you could, and roll the ankle. A few times slowly in one direction, and a few times slowly in the other direction. And then just bending the knee, foot back to the floor, taking a breath there. All right, and we're going to roll onto either side, and you'll want your head and neck support in your block or pillow. What we're going to do is are open like a book. So I'm coming on to, for me it's my right side, but it doesn't matter, okay? And I'm going to put the top knee on a block or a pillow. My bottom leg is straight, and I'm stacked shoulder over shoulder. And that makes me want a better thing for my head and neck, a bigger thing. And a straight line from ear, shoulder, hip, ankle. Okay. And then arms stack out in front. Gonna inhale, slide my top arm forward. My nose comes down toward the floor. And exhale, and open that top arm over and across my body to the left like a big book. And then inhale, close the book. And repeat. And just allow your head to roll with the motion if that feels okay. Right? So you're not trying to keep the head looking to the side. You're allowing it to move as you open and close your book. Now, the next time you open, can you focus on not letting the knee rock back, the knee that's on the prop? So that means you probably won't stretch as far, and you can adjust, like I just need to adjust where my block is. And then you can hold it there and try to take a few umbrella breaths, feeling the rib cage expand three-dimensionally on the inhale. Good, and then slowly close your book. And then let's roll onto our backs. And notice for a moment. Now let's do the other side. So just flipping around to the other side. You can just turn over. I'm just flipping around so you can see me. So hips are stacked. The two shoulders are stacked. And there's a straight line from shoulder, hip to ankle. And then hands come to be stacked. And inhale. As you exhale, slide that top arm forward on the floor and open your book. Whoops. There we go. And repeat. Inhale, closing. Okay, now the next time you close your book, just notice that top knee. See if you can keep it where it is so the top hip doesn't roll back as you open your book. And then you can leave it open and breathe. Of course, the elbow can be bent or straight. And then as you exhale, closing your book. And coming onto your back with your knees bent for a moment, following your breath in and out. You might windshield wiper a couple times or draw your knees into your belly. And then you can roll to your side and press yourself up to hands and knees, or you can rock yourself up. Just go through a couple of cats and cows here. Inhale, tail up, chest forward, and exhale and round. Good. Now the next time that you come into tail up, chest forward, you're going to come into puppy dog pose. So you can stretch your arms forward, and you might need something to put your forehead on if it doesn't reach the floor. You're going to leave your hips over your knees and just stretch the arms forward. Your arms can be straight, but if that bothers your shoulders, you can bend them. Let's take 3 breaths. Good, and then slowly rise up. We're going to come onto our feet to stand. Inhale when you stand, reaching the arms up. And exhale, arms out to the sides and down. Good, let's do that 2 more times, trying to let the breath lead the way. And the next time your arms come down, pausing for a moment there, just letting your shoulders relax. And take your eyes, so if you're looking at the screen with your eyes, take a moment to look somewhere else and maybe soften through your eyes. Try to soften your jaw. Feel all 10 of your toes, almost like you're kneading the floor, like the cat paws kneading the floor. Good. And then you can rock a little bit on your feet too. So you can inhale, lift the heels, and exhale, lower them and rock back to the heels. Of course, if you want to hold on to something, you can. You can inhale on the way up and exhale on the way back if you'd like. Good, and then just let's come down with the heels, and now let's bounce a bit. So just like the trampoline bounce, soft knees, soft shoulders. Breathe however you want. Yeah. And then pause. Notice how your feet and ankles feel. Feel your breath go in and out. Good. Let's roll around the perimeter of one of our feet, tracing it on the floor. And you can let your knee and your hip move. You can look at it just to see what's happening down there, how that ankle is doing. And then reverse. Good. And then before going to the other side, just stand for a moment. Notice the two sides. You could close your eyes if you wanted, and just notice the difference just from doing that. Okay, and now let's do the second side. So look at it with your eyes. Of course, you could always do this seated as well. And reverse the direction. All right. And now just standing again. Notice how you feel now. Feel the breath come in. Feel for that wide breath standing. And out. Good. Now we're going to work just a little bit with the arms here. So we're going to take the upper arm bones and just roll them back. Right? So when I do that, I'm letting my forearms follow. I don't have to let them follow, but it feels a little easier to do that. Right? My palms turn forward. Okay? And I could do that I could feel like I'm doing that by popping my chest, right? But I'm not popping my chest, it's just in the arms. So do that a couple times. Just put them back like they might hang naturally, and then roll them back. They might have to be further out to the sides than I'm showing. Just depends on your arms, your mobility in your shoulders. Good. Okay, now let's leave them rolled open, externally rotated. And we're going to bend the elbows like we're holding a platter on each palm. Okay, and we're going to try to keep the elbows in and the shoulder blades down without forcing them, just relaxed. Okay. Now inhale. And exhale, I'm going to roll the upper arm bones back. And as I do that, the platters and the thumbs kind of come back. Okay. And then I'm going to relax them, just bring them a little bit forward. Good. And repeat. So you might inhale as you open and exhale as you relax a bit. So just externally rotating the upper arm bone, so that shoulder joint. You might notice things here. You might notice like one's tighter than the other. You can't get very far. It's okay. Whatever you get to. Good. And then just let the arms come down, shake them out a bit. Good. We're going to inhale and draw the arms forward and up. And then exhale, arms out to the sides and bringing them a little bit back if you can on the way down. And then we'll inhale as you take your hands to your hips, if that feels okay on your hands, and roll the shoulder heads back. Tighten your butt muscles here. And then exhale, release the arms down. And we're going to repeat that, okay? So inhale. Exhale. And you can go at any pace. If it's not the same as mine, that's fine. Inhale, hands to hips, rolling shoulder heads back. Engage your butt muscles, maybe lift through the chest. And exhale, release. Let's do one more. Good, and when you release from that, let's just step the feet wide and swing and twist. Let the arms really hang here, almost like your arms are wet noodles kind of flopping around side to side. You can let them kind of hit some points on your body too if you want. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, coming back to the center. Let's now inhale and take your right arm up. I'm going to take my right arm as well, so it might look different, okay? And then exhale, can you bend the elbow so that your hand comes to the back of your head or your neck or upper back, just depends on where it hits, okay? Now, if any of this hurts your shoulder, you're just going to need to modify, okay? And now let's bring the back of the head back so that it lines up with the upper back, okay? Keep breathing. Let's see how this feels, first of all. Does this feel okay? And then you can take the other hand, again, as long as it doesn't hurt, and see if you can get a hold of the elbow with the other hand. And if you can't reach it, then just stick with this, reaching it up, okay? If you can get a hold of the elbow, and you're going to feel like you're trying to take the elbow out to the side, but you're holding it in place with the hand. So you've just got a little engagement going on. Don't want any pain as you do this, okay? So be aware, relaxing the jaw, bringing the back of the head back. Good, and then exhale to come out. We're going to bring the elbows forward and just draw them down. Good, and then inhale, roll them up. Yeah, you can shake your hands out a little bit. Exhale down your back. Good. And we'll do the other side, okay? So we'll inhale, left arm comes up. And exhale, bend the elbow. Just notice how this side feels. So notice where your hand gets to. If it's the back of the head or the back of the neck, you can even give yourself a little massage for the upper back. And then taking your other hand up if it works for you. And then pressing that left elbow to the left, but just not letting it go. Trying to relax your jaw, feeling your feet planted on the floor. Bringing that back of the head back. Good, another breath there. And then on your next exhale, we'll let the clasp release and just bring those arms forward and down. Inhale, just kind of shake them out a little bit. Nice, and let's just swing the arms. And as you swing the arms, you can just tap the front of the shoulders if you want. Just bend the elbow. Yeah. Notice how this feels. It can be big or it can be small. Doesn't matter. Good, and then just let them rest. Okay? And now we're just going to swing the arms opposite ways. One forward, one back. And you can go as big as you want, and you can let your torso swing. If you're getting big with it, your torso will probably naturally swing. You can let that happen. Good. And then just let them rest. And now let's inhale, squeeze the shoulders up, and exhale, just drop them. You can take a sigh if you want. Feel all the tension when you squeeze, and then let it go, and notice how that feels. A couple more times. One more. Good. Okay, now we're gonna make some circles. So if you guys have any rotator cuff injuries, and anything hurts in your shoulders, you can make these circles as small as you want, or you can do something else with your arms. I'm just showing big. I don't have any shoulder injuries going on. Okay, so I'm gonna go big for me. And then reverse your circles. Go the other way. Good. One more. Good. Okay, now I can shake them out. We're going to start with the arms kind of above the head, but out in front. And look at your hands. And see, could you drop one arm forward to circle and one arm back to circle? And you can go slowly or quickly. It's a bit of a brain thing. Okay? You might end up noticing that they're both going the same way. They might end up both going forward or both going back. Okay, and now can you reverse it? You can start back to the center. You might be able to remember which one dropped which way, and you might not. Good, and then just shake them out again. Good, we're gonna inhale, open the arms wide out to the sides, or even back if you want, and exhale, wrapping right arm on top of left, just give yourself a hug. Good, and then inhale, open up again. You can even lift the chest when you do that, and exhale, other arm on top, giving yourself a hug, and you can even round as you do that. Let's repeat. Good. Next time you give yourself a hug, just stay there. Doesn't matter which side. Okay, and you can put your arms wherever they feel best. And you can let your chin come down if that feels good to you. And just inhale, breathing into your upper back. And exhale, softening your jaw. And again. Good. Then just inhale, open the arms up. And exhale, let's take the hands behind the back and interlace your fingers, if that's okay. And just put your knuckles about on your sacrum, on the bone back here, okay? And then we'll inhale and try to roll the shoulder heads back. And exhale, try to draw the elbows closer toward one another back there. And just feel your feet on the floor. Don't need to be back bending here, so you're not doing any of this. Just the shoulders, okay? Keeping your feet planted, bringing your head back if you can. And then as you exhale, let's take both of your hands to your right side waist, still interlaced. So I just brought them over to my side here, okay? And of course, if you need to modify for your hands, if this position doesn't work, then just do what feels best, kind of simulating it. And now from here, without twisting, I'm going to try to draw my elbow back. Yeah, good. Then inhale here. And then exhale. Let's see. Gosh. Let's try both sides and just see which one feels better. So what I mean by that is exhaling, taking your head down to one side, taking a few breaths. On the exhale, imagine that you just got a warm shower running down the side of your neck, softening and relaxing. And then as you exhale, let's roll the chin down towards your chest and take the other ear to the other side. Of course, if one side doesn't feel right to you, you can come back to the first side. And again, here, breathing. Maybe you can feel your breath on the inhale expand into your arm behind you. Good. And then as you inhale, chin coming back down towards chest, and exhale as you switch your hands over to the other side and just bring your head up to neutral. And we'll inhale to draw that elbow back, good, without twisting if you can, okay? And then exhale to take one ear to one side, doesn't matter which side, because you can try both, okay? Take some bigger inhales, maybe feeling your breath against your arm, feeling your feet on the floor. And as you exhale, you can slowly let your chin roll toward the center and gently let the head roll to the other side. And notice how that feels. On the exhale, just to imagine that it's like a warm shower running down the side of your neck and jaw, relaxing. Good, and then as you take an exhale, rolling to center and just letting the arms release. Let's take one hand, just taking the heel of your hand to your forehead and gently carrying your head back up to center. Good, and letting go. Nice, and just pausing for a moment, noticing the sensations in your hands. And then like you're playing a keyboard or a piano, just articulating the fingers up and down a bit. Yeah. Good. Okay. Yeah, and you can do jazz hands too. You can spread the fingers wide and just turn the wrists side to side. Yeah. Good. All right. And now let's take the heels or the insides of the wrists together. This is like a lotus mudra type thing here. I mean, the full lotus is more like this, but we're going to keep the pinkies and thumbs apart, okay? And then we'll inhale and just reach your arms forward, and now more of the pinky edges of the fingers will come toward one another, the pinky sides of the hands. Good. You can lift the chest. And as you exhale, let's draw the palms toward you. And we're going to roll around the back of the wrists and keep those together as you reach the arms forward and maybe round the upper back, maybe take the chin down if it feels okay. Good. And then inhale, now the fingertips will point toward the floor as you bend the elbows and bring the hands in. You can keep breathing and then find another inhale here. Palms up, arms reach forward, chest lifts. And then exhale, they fold inward. Then backs of the wrists come together as you stretch and round. And then just repeat once you got that figured out. Good. And then when you're ready to, you can just bring the arms down and kind of shake them out a little bit. And then we're going to find Oh, actually, we're going to need our chair for a moment. So just finding your chair and have a seat. All right, and you're gonna cross, let's take our right leg up. Now I know that some people might not have the mobility to do this, so otherwise you could find something, if you had a ball, you could roll out the bottom of your foot. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the left hand to the heel, okay? And I'm just wrapping my hand around the heel and with the thumb on top. And I'm gonna take my top hand. So I've now given myself a little space. I've moved my ankle off my thigh, so I have my ankle free. And I'm gonna hold my ankle with my right hand. And then I'm going to move my heel up and down. So it's going up and down like this with my left hand. Just kind of moving around the calcaneus bone as I stabilize my ankle. And you can also move it this way, forward and back, like toward the toes and back toward your chair. Good. And then just let that go for a moment and roll the ankle around in a circle a couple of times. Notice how your heel feels. Good. And now let's take both hands to the sides of that same foot on the forefoot, the ball area. And I've got my thumbs on the sole of my foot and the fingers wrapped around the top. And I'm going like this. I'm kind of going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Getting some mobility through the forefoot. And you can move to different zones of it too. Keep breathing. Good. And then let's put that foot down when you're ready and notice the two sides. All right, now let's cross the other leg over, the left leg. See how that feels. First of all, this is a stretch in and of itself. Okay, and then we'll take the right hand to the heel, stabilize the ankle with the left, and start seeing if you can slide. Got to try to keep the foot still. That's what the left hand is for. See if you can slide this heel bone. Good, and then back and forth, like up and down, forward and back, all those directions. Good. And then we'll get a hold of the forefoot with both hands, thumbs on the sole of the foot, fingers wrapped around. And now we're going back and forth, wiggling so the bones are moving around in there, all the little joints. Good. And then when you're ready, you can release and just notice how your two ankles and feet feel in your hands. Take a breath in and a breath out. Okay, now we're going to straighten out, let's just do one leg at a time. So just straighten out your right leg. And we're going to take the hand, so you just need to adjust how it works for you. And you know how we've moved the kneecap around in the past, right? So I've just got my fingers on my patella, thumb on top, fingers on bottom, and I'm just first moving it around, up and down, and then you can also go side to side. Keep breathing. And then let's hold and glide with the thumbs on the top edge of the patella, glide it downward and just hold. Not forcing, it's very gentle. Just a very gentle gliding down. Good. And then release. And bend both knees. Notice. And then do the second side, so straightening out the left leg. First, just seeing if you can feel the patella, that kneecap, moving around. Move it around with your hands. Keep breathing. And then go side to side and up and down. And then we'll just try to glide it downwards gently. So you're just kind of doing the glide down and then holding for a couple breaths. And then release. Good. We're going to just do a little bit of breath work for a minute here. So you can stay seated in your chair and you can sit back however you want to do it. We're going to do the alternate nostril breath, a variation of it. And so if you need tissues or anything, you can get them. And basically all this is you're blocking one side of your nose with, I use my thumb, and then I'll be blocking the other side of my nose and I use my ring finger, but you could use your pinky. You could just press in the side or you could cover the hole. I press in the side. I used to cover the hole, but now it feels better this way. Okay, see, the main thing is to keep your shoulders relaxed. And before you start doing it, let me talk you through it. Okay, so just relaxing your arms and first noticing your breath in your nostrils. So just feeling the in-breath and the out-breath. And there might be a nostril side that feels more open. That's pretty normal. Now remember, when you're doing this, when we start doing it, if you're really stuffed up or congested and there's any stress that begins, just breathe in a little bit through your mouth. Take little sips in, okay? Okay, so we're going to start by bringing the hand up and blocking the right nostril and inhaling through the left until the breath is full. And when you get to the top, when the breath is full, pause, and then block the left and exhale out the right nostril until you're totally empty. And then block or inhale through the right. Pause as you block the right and exhale left. Try to relax through that shoulder, the one you've got the arm up. And then inhale left. You pause at the top. Switch and exhale right. And you can do this on your own timing. You're switching when the breath is full, at the top of the breath. And let's end the next time you exhale on the left. So take your time getting there, but the next time you exhale left, for the inhale, you can release and breathe. And just notice the air coming in and out through your nostrils. You can always do that type of breathing for longer. You'll feel more benefits. This is meant to be done in this way that I just showed. There's lots of ways to do it. It's meant to be more of a balancing breath. So just like a regulating breath. There's a variation for more calming down and for energizing as well. So you can kind of notice I like it for headaches as well. And that time it had an effect just with a few breaths on my sinus congestion. Good. Okay, we're going to stand again. Let's hover over the chair for a moment. We're going to just do a balance pose before we come down to rest, okay? So you can stand and hover, exhaling as you hover over your chair, inhaling up, and then finding a focal point. Can, of course, use balance support if you want. We're just going to do tree pose, okay? So you can use the wall if you want to. Get something to look at. Inhale, stand tall, and exhale, bring either one of your knees forward, and you can turn the knee open, placing the foot on the ankle or higher up somewhere. Try to stay lifted out of that standing leg, and your arms can be any of your positions. Take in about 3 calming breaths here if you can. Then when you're ready to come down, you can try to turn the knee forward, step down, and we'll go to the second side. Inhale, stand tall, and exhale, lifting. Turning the knee out, any arm position. See if you can soften through your eyes as you lift up through your center. And then as you're ready, you can exhale, coming down. Good. Kind of shake it out. You can swing and twist. You can do any position you want. We're going to come onto the floor when you're ready to. Okay. You can come down consciously. And once you get down there, you can find any supports you'd like. And for me, I'm going to use my head and neck support, and I'm also going to put a bolster below my knees. You might like a knees to chest or a twist before you rest. Feel free to do that. And when you find a resting position, moving the shoulder blades away from the ears, arms can be how they feel best. Maybe take a couple of sighs. Let's practice letting go to gravity here. I'm going to do a little bit of a visualization. So as you inhale, if you'd like to join me in it, you could inhale and imagine that you're breathing in through just the left nostril, but you're not blocking anything, and that whole left side of your body. And as you exhale, imagine you're breathing out through your right nostril and the whole right side of your body. And then inhaling right. And exhaling left, the whole left side. And now as you inhale left, you can imagine that a silvery stream of light, cooling, receptive, accepting, is coming in through the left nostril going up to the space in your forehead between your eyes, pausing. And then as you exhale right, imagine that same silvery stream of light is moving out through the right side of your body and nostril. And then as you inhale, imagine it's coming in through the right side, a golden stream of light, warming, energizing, going up toward that space, that third eye point in your forehead. And then as you pause and switch the focus to the left, imagine that golden stream of light is moving out through the left nostril and the whole left side of your body. Going to do that again. Inhaling left, a silvery stream of light, calming, restorative, nourishing, up to that third eye point. And then as you exhale right, it moves from that third eye point back down through the nostril, out the whole right side of the body, that silvery stream of light, the lunar aspect. And inhaling right, that warming, golden, activating, energizing stream of light coming in, going up to the forehead, and then exhale out the left side. You can either do another round or you could just let it go and notice how you feel. Notice how you feel whole body from head to toes to fingertips. And then you can stay here longer, or you can bring back some gentle movement whenever you're ready to. And thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time.